on this week's episode of The Chris and Andre Show.
Full disclosure, when you said I'm a grown man and the way I grew up, you don't come out a grown man like that. I was like, I feel you, my dog, because
apparently a lot of people did.
like real talk. I mean, I may not say a lot to a lot of people, but there's some conversations I'm not having, It's just not going to be a thing. And I'm not going to sit there with my, sorry for this phrase, with my in my throat and let you come at me and just take it like that. It's just, no.
No, that's much more my style. Just implement a mercy rule in baseball so that, it's like Little League.
No.
We won't hurt anybody's feelings anymore.
Well,
everybody can have a trophy at the end of the game, and we'll all get orange slices.
But I think that's like one of those political, I'm trying to ignore you because I'm going to start laughing. But that's one of those political moves in that whole argument. It's like, it doesn't really matter.
It's really interesting because I think even across kind of the racial lines, like comedians have always served such a kind of vital role in modern American society, I think, and
right.
kind of like pointing out a lot of those things and in the moment making you laugh, but then like it really isn't like that after the show, right? Where you're going home and you're like, I laughed at that, but damn, like
he really meant that.
Like that's true. Like
the more I write, I think about how those stories go. And horror as a genre is kind of like, that's garbage. Like nothing you're doing makes sense because a real human being would not just, submit to torture. Like it's just not going to happen. You're not going to I'm going to turn around and you're there and I'm not going to punch you in the face.
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh, I'm going to slowly back up. I'm so scared. Like, oh, there's something behind me. It's the I'm going to run upstairs when there's a serial killer in the house as I run right past the front door that's wide open.
When I worked for this one place, all the power went out in Cary. And I was in charge of this one location in Preston.
Yeah.
And I kid you not, dude. And it happened to me twice. I was like, F my life. My life sucks. Dude, there's an Adam Sandler movie where he goes to, get breakfast. But breakfast, it was like 10:31 and he freaks out. It happened to me like 30 times that day. Right.
Because back probably 8 or 9 months ago, I feel like there was another article that was talking about how, especially during the pandemic, ghost kitchens had become like a really big deal because it, in a lot of ways, like it provided an easy way to deliver a variety of food from one location, right? And so your delivery radius becomes much shorter. So, like, on one front, like it kind of has a benefit, but I do see where if you're a mom and pop shop who's trying to compete or stay alive during this time, that having the Applebee's cooking up hot wings that someone thinks is coming from some other restaurant, is not exactly, doesn't seem fair.
And Twitter at Chris and Andre ish, we're there, but we're probably breaking up with social media.
Well, the handle is not at Chris and Andre-ish, just to be clear. But we are still on Twitter. I wasn't aware that we were apparently on the outs with our social media, but
I just can't, man. There's too much.
You literally just told me earlier this week that you were going to be getting back on social media yourself.
I thought about
to help promote the podcast so that I didn't have to put the team on my back.
Insert video here.
To hear the rest, tune into this week's episode of The Chris and Andre Show.